Hi everybody. So I really wanted to record a video. I didn't know like which direction I will be going in terms of the video, or like exactly what I wanted to say, but I've been thinking a lot about purpose and intention and just like really understanding what it is that I'm here to do and what my calling is and how I'm supposed to be contributing to the world, and just like taking inventory of everything. Last week on March 21st, 2023, my mother spiritually transitioned, and I've spent the past week just trying to wrap my brain around like what is really going on. For those of you who don't know, my dad spiritually transitioned on September 11th, 2020. So my dad passed about 2.5 years ago. My mom passed last week, and I'm 25. And as you may be able to imagine, I was really feeling like a way about that for a little bit. I felt like, what is the meaning of life? Like, I just been trying to figure out like, what is the meaning of life and how am I supposed to be showing up? I have been just taking inventory of every aspect of my life. Is what I'm doing and how I'm contributing. Am I optimizing? Am I doing my best? Am I doing enough? Like, again, I don't have like a clear direction for this video. I'm just flowing. I would just say like, life is so sacred. It is such a gift. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. Us having blood in our veins and air in our lungs, a sound heart and a sound mind is such a blessing. It's such an honor and a privilege, and it's something that shouldn't be taken for granted. And I think, you know, through my mom spiritually transitioning, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, but it was more sudden, I would say. My dad was really sick for a long time, so that was more like kind of anticipated in a way, or something that I could foresee. I think I could foresee it with my mom a little bit too, but not like this. When I realized what was going on, I felt like maybe my life is just a wash. You know, I felt like maybe it's just too much. Like maybe there's just too much pain and too much hurt and too much heaviness. Like it just felt real heavy, and I just felt like maybe I don't deserve joy, right? And I know that that's not true. I know that that's not true. I know that I deserve joy. I know that abundance is my birthright, and I'm committed to seeing that through in all of its facets. But in that moment, that's really how I was feeling. Like I felt like God was being very cruel. I felt like the universe, I just felt like the whole thing was very cruel. Like I felt like for me to experience losing both of my parents at 25 years old, I just felt like it was cruel. Like I don't have no fancy way to say it. I just felt like it was very cruel. I was very like hurt. I was mad. I was pissed off. I was like, it felt like I'm putting my best foot forward, and I'm setting my intention, and I'm doing the best I can to show up and be a light, and, you know, do the best that I can with what it is that I'm being provided with. And so it just felt like I was being dragged through the mud. Like that's really how I was feeling. And I just want to be transparent about that, because I know that I'm not the only person that's experiencing something like this. Even if you haven't experienced losing a parent, or losing both parents, or losing a loved one, not even losing, right? Because the spirit lives on forever, and so the spiritual never dies, never dies. But in the physical, like even if you haven't experienced that, maybe you just experienced like trauma or hardships or just struggles, you know. I guess the point of what I'm trying to get at here with this video is just to let you know that if you are going through a hard time, hard times don't last forever, okay? The sun will always prevail again, and it'll be okay. Like even in those times when you feel like, how can I go on? My life is over. Like, you know, that's why I said, like, I was feeling real like you got me bent. Like I was really feeling like, nah, God, you got me chopped and screwed for real. Like I was really feeling like that. Yeah, I just had to really go through the motions and really just, I had to really like unpack, pull all the layers back, and allow myself to feel. There's a quote by Nipsey Hussle that I love so much, where he just says that the only distinguishing character trait or quality between him and anybody else is that he went through every emotion and didn't quit. And that's something that I live by. And especially, you know, when my dad transitioned a few years ago, I went through every emotion. And, you know, when my dad transitioned, I feel like I went into a hole. It was like a rebirthing experience. So it was like, as I was shedding those layers and getting to know new versions of myself, I feel like I just shut off the world. Like, I did not really interact on social media. I completely, like, if you look on my Twitter, my last tweet is probably from the day before my dad transitioned, because I just got to a point where I was like, no, like when it happened, it was just so heavy, and I just was like, absolutely not. And I just completely isolated myself from the world in a lot of ways. And I guess at that time I needed to do that. I had to go through those emotions. But as I'm here again, in a new way with my mom, I'm like, sorry, my camera died, but I was saying, with my mom, I made a promise to myself that I would not disappear from the world again, because I 100% was about to, like, totally isolate myself and just recluse from the world. But I can't do that, right? Because I have a story to share. I have a voice that needs to be heard, and hopefully can be an inspiration to others. And also, I'm in the midst of building my career, and my career is, and the foundation of my career in a lot of ways is here on social media. So if I disappear, then I would get stuck. You know, I would get stuck in a cycle, and I would get stuck in a stagnant energy, and I just cannot afford to get stuck in a stagnant energy. And you cannot afford to get stuck in a stagnant energy. None of us can afford to do that. And I just want people to know that if you're going through a hard time in life, it will be okay. I promise you. Like, I promise you from the depths of my soul, it will be okay. And that does not mean that, you know, every day is going to be butterflies and rainbows. That's not what it means at all. I've had some days this past week, like last night, I was laying on the couch, and I was just like, I went to sleep, and I woke up, and it was just like ugh, like, you know, I just felt very like blah, just kind of like, if you're not careful, if you're not conscious, if you're not intentional, you can definitely slip into those cracks. And you can't afford to do that, because your life is precious. And if you woke up this morning with life in your body, you have a purpose. And I believe that it is our mission to fulfill our purposes here on earth. I believe that it's our responsibility to show up for the calling that is on our lives, and to, you know, just be intentional with how we show up in the world. Be intentional with our time. Be kind to others. Be present. You know, like, when you are around people or whatever, as you may be going through the motions of life, you know how a lot of times we can get caught up in our phones, where it's like you halfway listening, halfway scrolling on your phone. Like, be present, because life is a gift. It is so, so precious. And I think this is just, again, like, it pushes me deeper into having to really do self-exploration. It pushes me deeper into having to really commit myself to the divine, commit myself to the Most High, and just make sure that I'm in alignment. Like, my biggest prayer and the biggest thing that I'm thinking about right now is just, please guide me so that I can be in alignment with the direction of where my life is supposed to be going. Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? Please just guide me on that. And it's funny, because when I look back on my Instagram page and even my YouTube channel and stuff like that, I'm like, when my dad passed, I already mentioned this to y'all. I'm going to keep probably like going back and forth, but I felt like I had to do a complete overhaul, just like I explained to y'all. So once I did figure out go through some of the motions. The way that I showed up online was totally different because I had been initiated into this healing journey. I had literally got catapulted, thrown, kicked, whatever you want to call it, into this healing journey that for me was holistic healing, that was taking care of my body, that was meditating, that was eating plant-based and eating live foods and eating to live and being conscious of what I consume and being conscious of, how I show up in the world. That was that initiation at that time. And so as I've been looking back on my content, I think what's really dope is that I don't feel like I need to change anything about how I'm showing up right now, because I do feel like I am showing up in the most authentic, most present way that I've been in my 25 years. I think now it's a thing of just continuing to show up, like continuing to rise to the occasion and to not run and hide and want to disappear and pull the covers over my head because of this phase of life that I'm experiencing. But yeah, like I said, I didn't have any real direction for this video other than just wanting to say hello. I'm so thankful to everybody who has reached out, all of the calls, text messages, DMs, comments, virtual hugs, all the kind thoughts. I really, really, really appreciate it. And so first and foremost, to my village, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up for me and helping to be the air in my lungs and helping to be my legs when I couldn't figure out how to work them this past week. I thank my family for the love and the support and just being there. It means the world. And I got a long road ahead of me. God willing, I'm going to live a long, healthy life. And neither one of my parents lived to see 60 years old, which is crazy. And I just feel more than ever that I have a responsibility to live the best, most joyous, most quality life that I can possibly live. I feel more than ever that I have to do all the things that I desire to do, right? Like all the things that my parents didn't get the opportunity to do, and take care of my body temple, take care of my mind, take care of my spirit, so that I'm able to live long enough to experience these things and be lively enough to enjoy them. And I want to get married one day. I want to fall in love. I want to have children. I want to buy a house, right? There's so many things that in the future, of course, that I want to be able to do. And I think one of the biggest things that I've had to really work through is not letting my thoughts trick me out of my spot and make me think that because of these experiences and the transition of my parents, that I'm not worthy of that. I have to know that I'm worthy of that, and I have to fight for that, and I have to be intentional, and I have to show up, because I'm building a life of my dreams, and the only way that it's going to come to fruition is if I show up, okay? And so that's why I said I just want to encourage anybody who may be going through a tough time to know that it's going to be okay. Know that I'm here for you. Know that when you don't know where to turn or you don't know what to do, you have to go within. You have to go within. You have to turn to the divine, to the Most High, and be so intentional about it. Life will continue to go on. The sun will come out again. It will be okay. It'll be new. It won't be easy by any stretch of the word. But I think once we understand the real meaning of life, and I don't know if that's something that we ever understand until it's been completed, but once we really understand the real meaning of life, once we really have these life-altering experiences that make you have to really look and take inventory. Like I said, I've been taking inventory of every aspect of my life. The spring equinox just passed, so everything has been divine timing, because this is the time where we are able to really set those new intentions and, do that reflecting and do that cleaning up of your home, of your body temple, of your spirit, right? And really recharge yourself to be able to just full bloom in the spring and in the summer. So I'm excited, and I know that life is going to be beautiful still. I know that I am worthy of joy. I do experience joy. I know that I am at peace. I know that I am okay. I know that I am divine. I am sacred, I am needed, I'm valued. Life will go on, and I will carry both of my parents' legacies. I will carry it, you know, their honor, and I will take that with me everywhere that I go. There won't be a room that I enter that I don't represent my ancestors and those who came before me. And for me personally, that happens to also be my parents. So I think I'm going to end this here. I hope that this is well received. I hope that if you are trying to figure out where you're at in life or where you're trying to get to, you know that we have to really honor the divine intention over our lives. And so just taking time to figure that out. Be gentle. Check on your friends. Check on your loved ones. Call your friends and tell them that you love them. Call your family. Let them know that you're thinking of them. You know, like, don't wait to do those things, because life is such a gift and it's not guaranteed. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make as a people is thinking that we have more time than we actually do. And time is such a gift. It is so sacred. It is so fragile, and it slips through your fingers. And so, like, really figuring out how we can optimize and maximize the time that we do get to have here on earth, and just showing up every day and setting your intention every day to just make the most of it. So that's all I got. I will see you guys again soon, and I thank you so much for just tuning in, just being here along the journey and believing in me and supporting in me. And I'm just excited to continue to share from the most authentic, organic place, and just make sure that I always have a good intention, you know, when I show up online and wherever. If you meet me in person, I'm gonna be the same way, you know, but just making sure that everything I do is with intention, and it's with the right intention, and that if there's not real intention behind something, I'm not doing it, okay? So that's that. I love y'all so much. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of the love, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.